I'm looking for a new build. A lot of the projects we've done in the past have been in a 1 or 2 month time frame. I'm really trying to do something that can expand on the process and go into uncharted territory. I've always got a few projects on hand. Right now I have a 29 Ford Model A Roadster pickup and a 29 Ford two-door sedan. These cars are hugely popular in the last few years because you can go a million different directions with it. You lower this thing, chop the top, big engine, wild paint job, you got a nice vehicle. This Roadster pickup was going to be a bit more of a conservative project. I've got 4 full fenders, hood, grille, and I was hoping to make a removable hardtop roof. It's like a giant go-kart. If you've driven one, you know they're super fun. This one's set up kind of highboy style. I was thinking maybe full fendered, something a little bit more adult looking. For me, I like the crazy stuff, something that's really going to challenge me. So I've got a few hot rod projects, I got a couple other ideas, but I really just want to see what a few of my friends have going on also. I put a few calls out, and the first guy to respond was my friend Bill. This thing is awesome.
Isn't that great?
Bill didn't tell me much about it, but he said it had a lot of character. And sure enough, pulling in the driveway, you're facing this ominous front grille. What's not to like about big trucks?
This is what they call an R190, 1953. I saw it at a truck show, and I loved it. I had to have it.
And it's all original inside?
It's very original. I mean, original motor, inline 6-cylinder. They called them a red diamond. I just couldn't pass it up. It was such a nice vehicle. And of course, you can do your magic with it.
When you think big rig, you think tandem axles in the rear, just this big, giant thing. But this truck has got like a giant pickup truck look. It's got a short wheelbase, but it has all the heavy-duty stuff.
And the winch
that is awesome.
Is a hydraulic PTO-driven winch.
Big chain off of the freaking drivetrain. This is a really complete truck. Walking around checking it all out, it's all there. I'm sure this thing is roadworthy. Oh, and the interior is like totally nice in here too. It's not all beat to heck. Somebody took care of this.
Fire it up. Yep, it's a runner. Take it for a ride.
The whole thing about a big truck like this is you never know how it's gonna drive. So immediately stepping on the clutch, everything's smooth, it shifts really nice. It's got an air horn. I mean, come on, what's not to like about this? This truck is definitely an option. You can tell it's got a lot of potential. Pretty darn nice. I don't know, man. Test drive is kind of the temptation.
Well, don't have to worry about this, because you know me, I don't get rid of anything.
Unless
I just keep it unless you raise your hand.
Next guy on my list was my friend Jack. He does all the upholstery for me, and unfortunately, he's got the car thing also. He says he's got projects galore. Hey, Jack.
Ian, how you doing?
I'm ready for a new project. What do you got?
Well, I got a few items here.
No, I've been looking
at this 65 Rivy. It's been sitting here for a while.
Yeah, I love these cars. Jack is one of my clients that is not afraid to do the radical stuff. We proved that with his last project. I knew he had this Riviera. The sky's the limit with these cars.
And we put a LS1 in it.
Oh, cool.
And I rolled the pan on the bottom here. I was just kind of making it a mild custom.
It's got a great line. Especially, I love the rear quarter panels and the way the C-pillars come into them. He says this one's game. He's ready to rock on it, so we'll check it out and see what he's got.
And 54 Chevy. Two-door hardtop.
Right on.
And I also have a Ranchero down there.
Oh.
57 Rancheroo. I've got 3 projects.
Right.
And no, I don't have enough time. So if you want to take one of these and do it, it'd be fine.
Well, I've got a lot of ideas for this and that Riviera for sure. My one main wish for this next project is something that I can really spend a lot of time on the fabrication aspect of things and the creative portion of it. Instead of just trying to pick one idea and run with it, I really want to develop something awesome. One of my other clients who got back to me right away was my friend Victor. He was kind of vague. He wasn't telling me what he wanted to do. He said, hey, meet me at this car show and let's talk about a few things. I was searching around for clients who wanted to do a new project. Victor called me out. He said he's got a couple ideas. He was kind of vague. He wasn't telling me what he wanted to do. He said, hey, meet me at this car show. Let's talk about a few things. Victor's one of my wildest clients. We've done a lot of really crazy stuff, and he just can't seem to get enough. So him calling me out to this car show, I'm just wondering what's brewing.
Ian, how you doing, man?
Good morning.
The reason why I wanted to bring Ian out was to get some inspiration. I won't tell him what I'm gonna do. I'll let him feel it. I mean, we've done so many other projects. I want to stretch his ability to the next level.
We walk right in the gate, and there's a beautiful Mercury Custom. I know Victor's all about those, so I'm figuring, yeah, here we go, another lead sled.
I think we need a different flavor.
Rolls Royce.
I'm not ready for that.
You're not ready to be chauffeured around? You still want to drive? You're always asking for more room. How about just making smaller cars? I mean, you could do like this. You could do 10 of these in the space it takes to put one Merc. This car show is all over the map. It's kind of a game of pin the tail on the donkey. I just don't know where the donkey is.
Yeah, check this out over here.
These things are crazy, man. I've seen them, but I've never really paid much attention to it. But the more you're pointing them out, it's pretty amazing. Look at the way the fender line, and then you have the huge negative cavity where the air intake is.
And as we started talking, everything fell in line. He started to become impressed with all these supercars. Hey, look at these vents. Hey, look at this. Look at the engines. Look at the way they flow.
No, now I'm starting to get the idea of what you're talking about. All these styling elements will somehow translate it into that Volkswagen over there. It's perfect. This is what I'm talking about. It's your classic VW. And if you want to do some kind of an awesome styling exercise, the Volkswagen platform is ideal for that. And the engine, I mean, listen to it. It's got that iconic sound.
Yeah, no, that is, but I'm out.
I'm all on board, and Victor's like, no, that's not what I'm thinking. It's punk rock, man.
I'm out. That's my flavor. I want that stealth.
Victor always describes himself as that old school lowrider guy, right? He's got the Mercs, he's got a lot of cool 50s, 60s customs. Then he's telling me his wife has got some idea for this stealth vehicle.
First of all, my wife said, honey, why don't you build a stealth? And I'm going, stealth, stealth. You know, the stealth bomber? I go, that's interesting. As I start to look at these supercar, Ferrari, Lamborghini, they have such a stance and a look that's just amazing. When they're standing there, it looks like they're going 100 miles an hour.
Victor brings me over to the Batmobile, the iconic 60s show car, and he's telling me this wild design, this anything goes mentality is really where we're going with this next project.
This car has inspired so many people to do custom build. This is why we're here, because of this man right here.
Sure,
right?
No doubt about it, yeah.
And if he could do this, we could do what we want to accomplish also.
It's a little relief to come to the Batmobile because I know it's a hand-built, it's a custom-crafted vehicle.
We talked about Barrett's, we talked about inspiration, we talked about the fabrication, what it takes to do it. And I said, Ian, anything is possible.
Victor's got these crazy ideas of some kind of a exotic sports car. I have no concept of this type of vehicle, so it's a path in a whole new direction.
This is the flavor, man. That's something that you were meant to build your entire life, man. That's it.
All led up to this.
It all led up to the
finally arrived. I never want to be stagnant, you know? I'm always looking for the next thing, the next hurdle to jump, and I think Victor's setting it up big. Victor brought me out here to his nursery. He says he's got a car he wants me to check out. What the heck is this thing?
Yeah, I got this at a junkyard.
Oh, perfect starting point. You never know what we're getting into with this guy, but pulling up on it, I can see it's got a really low profile in the nose. I don't know what it is.
Check this out.
What the heck is this, a Sterling?
I don't know nothing. They just delivered it. They were gonna crush this thing. I said, no, no, no. This is our starting point.
No, we're building a world-class show car. We need this ugly duckling from the junkyard. I get it.
Yes.
Perfect.
That's your MO. Everything you've done has been a pile of doo-doo comes out to a pile of diamonds, right?
Doo-doo diamonds, baby. That's what we do here. It's a kit car from the 70s. It's not exactly a Lamborghini. I think this thing was going to the junkyard for a reason.
Well, that's
Where's the rest of it?
Shoot, I better plead my case here. So I said, hey, Ian, check this out. The main reason why I want this car is for the roof.
Oh, right, yeah, I've seen these before. I know exactly what this thing is. The main thing that Victor's talking about is how this roof opens and closes. It was disconnected, he wants to try it out. He's saying that that's the #1 selling point of this whole concept. I bolted the roof on, hooked the battery up to it, and who knows, let's see if it works. Well, I guess fire it up.
Let's do it. Yeah, huh? Now that's what I'm talking about.
Totally works. That's smooth, too.
Yeah, baby.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, then you get in.
This is the coolest, ugliest car I've ever seen.
See? Yeah, look at that flavor. I mean, look at that thing.
That's cool, man.
Supercar. I mean, the rest of it's irrelevant. That's what I wanted. The rest of the car means nothing. As long as we got this part working, we design around that and we got it.
He says, don't look at anything else. The roof feature is what we're going with. We're building a whole car around this. Does it run?
I don't know.
You don't even care, do you?
I don't even care.
You just want to see these two motors work.
I told him, hey, Ian, if you want to get it running, go ahead. I got to go to a job right now, so I'll beat you back at the shop in a couple hours. I have a lot more surprises that I'm going to show this man.
Closing the capsule. Watch your head. It moves around pretty good, but Supercar it is not. I can't wait to get it back to Victor and see what he's got planned. I'm really not sure where Victor's going with this whole concept, but he's happy with the way the roof functions. You know, I just wanted to get it to his shop and discuss it further, find out what's really happening.
Hey, Ian, you beat me back to the shop,
Dude,
man.
I got this thing running. I drove it all the way here. Everything about it works. The roof opens. It's all about just changing the look of this thing.
I'm glad to see you got it running, but I'm not really concerned with that. Let me show you what I'm thinking. Remember, I don't want a kit car, and I don't want a Sterling, and I don't want a Volkswagen. I don't like anything in the front end of this thing. Nothing.
Me either. We're looking at the front of the car, and he's like, I don't like any of it. We're gonna delete this. He comes around to the back. He says, I don't like any of it. We're gonna delete that. He's looking at the sides. We're gonna get rid of most of this, and we're gonna enhance everything, which is a pretty vague description. I hear you, man. All we gotta do is change everything. Typical story.
I got a lot of ideas, but I don't want to really spit them all out or tell them to him, because I want some of his input too. Remember, we're building a supercar. We're not building a 50s custom one-off, one-of-a-kind,
That's
the
what
most
I love
awesome
about
car
this,
out
right?
there.
Yeah. With all the other stuff I considered, that's why I was hooked on your idea at the car show, because, you know, it's kind of like what we're doing with the customs. There's no rules. It's just a different shaped car. I was a bit skeptical when we pulled the cover off of this, being that it's a fiberglass kit car, but, you know, performance vehicles are super strong, super lightweight, and this really is right in that direction.
But fiberglass, I know this is sturdy. I mean, is that supercar material?
Well, think about it. Everybody who's done these concept cars works with this. Even modern Corvettes are some kind of a composite, and that's why they use these types of materials. True. We haven't built any cars out of fiberglass, and I think it's a really good challenge. It's unlike anything I've ever done. I think it's gonna be cool.
And Ian, you know, sometimes I change my mind.
You can pretty much upgrade everything on this kit car, but it's never gonna handle like a high-end sports car. As far as sports car goes, you know, you have this VW Beetle, 4-wheel drum brakes, and about 50 horsepower, so it's not really a performer, but it does run darn good. This is kind of a weird thing that they just put this box here, but you get rid of that. I know we can hop this motor up and make it really fast, put a cool custom gas tank, and just open the whole back of the car up, man.
Remember, we're building a supercar.
Right.
If we go to Super Show and we open this hood up and say, look at my motor, they're gonna laugh us to another country. And I'm not leaving this country.
Yeah, perfect.
This has potential to do whatever we wanna do. It's an open canvas. And Ian keeps talking about, hey, we could do this cam and these headers and dual carburetor on this Volkswagen engine, and I couldn't take it anymore. I said, Ian, no more Volkswagen, it's a supercar, hang on. I pull out my phone and I said, just a moment. You know what, let me make a phone call. Hang on a second.
Victor's got people, so I don't know who he's calling, but he's on the phone.
Hey, you think you come by the shop?
Anything's possible. My first reaction is that he's got a guy with an engine adapter or something, so we're gonna put a better engine in this car.
Thanks, bye. Check this out.
Wow. So what, you're changing your mind on that car? You gonna do this instead?
No. This is the donor car.
What? I'm walking out and there's a nice Porsche Boxster pulling in. I figure the trunk is full of stuff for this vehicle in the garage. And Victor's like, no man, this is the stuff for the vehicle in the garage. So the whole idea is we're just going to build off of this thing and then create the shapes that mimic that car. I get it, right?
No. We're gonna tear this whole thing apart, fender, top, glass, everything comes off.
So you want to cut this whole thing apart?
Yes. You gonna cut the car apart. I'm gonna watch. I'm committed, even though I'm getting pressure from every end. Even Ian's kind of like, hey, you like crazy?
I don't know what to say. You sure?
I wanted to start with a good foundation. I mean, we got a new car. It's a 2000 Porsche versus a 1970 Volkswagen falling apart, riggedy-raggedy car. I want to take the best of both cars, Ian.
That's pretty crazy, man. You're up in the game once again. Can I drive it around for one night? Can I go on a date?
He wants to go on a date. You could have the thing, because you're going to cut it apart.
Dinner?
Well, it still runs.
Wow. I don't get this opportunity often. It's pretty tight in here. It's built for a slightly smaller person.
Yeah, I want him to drive it so he could feel what I'm talking about.
All right, see you never. I quit.
Now he's never gonna want to tear the thing apart.
This is a whole new thing for me. I've never driven a car like this. It's like tight, it's super low to the ground. The way it shifts is amazing. Man, this thing is fun.
So what do you think, man?
It's like a video game. It's like you don't even feel the car, it just performs. Are you saying we're gonna do this instead of that, or what?
No.
So you bought two cars and you don't want either of them. You can try to make something you do
I don't want a Porsche, and I don't want a Sterling Volkswagen.
I see the potential in both of these. I mean, there's good and bad in each of them. You know, it's just like, I thought we were building a piece of junky car there, and then you show up with this thing, so I'm a little confused.
Okay, I'm confused too, but our goal is to put this car on this car and take this car apart and build ourselves a supercar that doesn't exist.
I've heard statements, I went looking for trouble, and boy, did I find it. I think With all the clients I've entertained, you know, Victor's always the guy who comes back like a whip crack with the thing I was hoping to never figure out, but now have to.
We built things that didn't even exist. Hey, you even made me furniture.
Yeah.
So why can't you make that into this and this into that, or vice versa, or up and down all around? Does that clarify it, or do you want
perfect.
plans now?
Crystal clear. Yeah, it's perfect. The main thing I'm understanding in Victor's mission statement here is that he wants it to act like a Porsche, have the flavor of some kind of a sterling sports car roof opening thing, and be completely unique and world class and the best thing anyone's ever seen. So it's a pretty short order. I think we should handle this perfectly. I think it's gonna be okay. I really love the idea that Victor is just all concept on this. Most of the cars we start with, it's like chopped, section, lower, that whole deal. He's not talking about any of that. He's talking about creating a whole new car body.
You know, I'm stuck in the 50s concept, mercury cut, chop, bubble, all this. And now, you know, because of my wife, she brought it up. Can you build a stealth car? You guys could build everything out. And you brag that you and Ian can achieve anything. Why don't you build a stealth car? And I said, holy moly, here it goes.
I'm both intimidated and excited. This is pretty high-end stuff in my world, and there ain't nothing to it but to do it. We'll figure it out as we go.